Pizza Punks is a collection of comic strips, zines, prints, and other art pieces by Cole Pauls. Existing as standalone pieces and gag-a-day format panels, Pizza Punks is a comic that excels not in establishing plot and characters, but rather in authentically translating the vibe and attitude of skate communities and contemporary punk. At its heart, Pizza Punks is about reveling in the creative energy of the underground. Each panel is packed with details and references to the punk scene, so much so that its joy becomes infectious. This is where I find Pizza Punks does something really incredible. Its gritty illustrative style, DIY medium, and of course the subject matter itself are so authentically punk, and yet when dealing with an enormously intentional counterculture rooted in rebelling norms, Pizza Punks never gatekeeps its community. Instead, it is something to be shared and enjoyed, even more something to find humor in. In this way, the pizza in Pizza Punks is Paul's most effective visual tool. Pizza, as a universally loved food, is present in every comic for its ability to always create a sense of community and camaraderie. It's nothing to overthink, it's something to be shared, and it accompanies fond memories with friends and family. The overall style of Cole Paul's Pizza Punks has both a grit and ease to it. Immediately, the edge, texture, and distortion of Paul's lines communicate the chaos and anti-design ethos of punk counterculture. This is well demonstrated in comic titles so warped and electric they reject the very purpose of a title's readability in favor of conveying amped energy and excitement. Forms are likewise drawn imperfectly as a nod to punk's immediacy, making readers feel emphatically in the present with Paul's. The monochromatic tones furthermore add to the grit of its settings, playing up the dim-lit dinginess of back alleys, music venues, and skate parks. This lack of color aesthetically makes reference to early punk fanzines like Sniffing Glue. It's DIY, transparent, and communicates an urgency to get into its community's hands. And yet these gray tones do so much more for Pizza Punk's themes beyond adding a DIY character. The smooth and solid grayscale coloring adds a softness and well-controlled consistency to an otherwise gritty illustrative style. Pizza Punks clearly revels in its community, but it never strays from providing a space that is approachable. This is, of course, sharply juxtaposed with the orange paper featured in the physical version of the Pizza Punks collection. This bright and acidic color demands attention. It is confrontational, expressive, and in your face. Furthermore, it is again another nod to punk's DIY and anti-design production, reminiscent of cheap copy paper used in event flyers. Or, more humorously, it makes me think of cartoonishly gooey cheese. This monochromatic approach to color, however, does not mean Pizza Punks is lacking in detail. In fact, its details are a true treat to relish in, with endless bounds of specific, tangible references to the punk scene. Characters are decked out in art with piercings, stylish haircuts, studs, patches, and flash tattoos. My favorite example of this is Paul's Pizza Punk jean vest, a real-life relic ordained with patches, buttons, and a Pizza Punk logo. This jean vest is featured throughout Pizza Punks in three forms: a picture of the real item, a graphic design element, and an illustrated clothing item as indication he is drawing himself. This inclusion is not only relevant punk fashion, but it is a unique DIY piece straight from Paul's closet that firmly grounds the comic in his reality and community. Other illustrated details include specific references to niche subcultures themselves, evident in these humorous panels showcasing a variety of skate tricks and famous punk albums. These details really prove Paul's commitment to creating a comic for his community, as it expresses a real enthusiasm for not only the punk scene, but the creative energy that inhabits these spaces. The last thing I'd like to take special note of is the format and mediums that make up Pizza Punks. The inclusion of multiple mediums in this collection of standalone content contributes not only to the humorous tone, but the punk movement itself. For most, the gag-a-day format allows for a more lighthearted tone in which its vibe and attitude take prominence. However, more interestingly, the independent spaces in which Pizza Punks is distributed on are authentically punk themselves. Originally, Pizza Punks was featured in Dunk, a student-led DIY newsprint. Additionally, Pizza Punks is a comic that breaks the traditions of what can be included in a comic. This is most prevalent in the physical copy of Pizza Punks, in which not only multiple mediums are showcased but also other creators. For example, these panels are 2 of 8 lino-cut prints featuring a punk skater with a half-eaten pizza slice in hand. Other examples include, of course, the aforementioned jean jacket, photographs, flash tattoo illustrations, and pizza punk illustrations from fans and friends. On this note, I'd like to end my presentation with the question, how do you think the medium/format of Pizza Punks contributes to its themes? Furthermore, why break the conventions of what makes a comic? How does this change our experience with the material?